In general, rodents are common prey for snakes, but this rat is probably a relative of Splinter's teacher. She's dodging cobra throws. The snake even opens up its collar, which it does not do for hunting, but for self-defense. At the same time, the rat does not run away, but counterattacks one of the most venomous snakes on the planet, which specializes in rodents. When a group of wildlife researchers noticed a giraffe's head among the tall vegetation, people did not expect who would come out to meet them. That's who the real master of original and elegant appearances on stage is. The giraffe comes out between the trees with several lionesses who clung to his body from different sides. One predator on its back, and several more are getting in the way, trying to keep their hooves. The situation looks very dangerous and frightening, but pay attention to how easily the giraffe moves. Is he showing off in front of the people? Even with such a load, he moves almost effortlessly. The giraffe simply ignores all attempts of the lionesses to detain, stop, and overwhelm themselves. The lionesses clearly overestimated their strength. It even looks insulting. They pay no more attention to the fangs and claws of hunters than they do to mosquitoes, but the huntress does not give up. In vain, later it turned out that everything is fine with the giraffe's endurance as well as with physical strength. The lionesses wandered around for some time, but they clearly did not have the strength to attack again. The hyena is a fairly large predator, which often surpasses the flexible leopard in mass. In addition, hyenas are gregarious animals, preferring to attack in groups when possible. This is how they not only hunt, but also rob their competitors. And that is exactly what happened here. Two hyenas attacked a leopard that had just caught a hoofed animal. The cat made every effort and got tired. Suddenly, two enemies at once, each of which can pose a threat, try to catch up and grab with their crushingly strong jaws. The leopard had to retreat. Except the hyenas didn't know who they were messing with. The leopard is an insidious and intelligent animal that is not afraid of difficulties. He did run away, but immediately disappeared into a thicket of tall, thick grass. The hyenas grabbed his prey and got carried away. They didn't try to track the leopard, so one of the hyenas went straight into his paws. When the spotted predator is resting for a while, it counterattacks. A real positional struggle has begun. The leopard rushed at the hyena, and now she had to run away. Although the bite of its jaws can shatter bone, the scavenger does not want to feel the powerful blows of the leopard's muscular paws on his muzzle. However, he does not run for long. He is again supported by a relative, and together they push the leopard back again. The hyena's numerical advantage is their only trump card. The leopard showed his opponent that he was not afraid of a one-on-one fight. He spoiled the opponent's appetite, showed that it was not worth messing with him, but he did not bring the fight to a fatal ending, because even if he took at least one hyena with him, here one hyena tried to chase away a leopard. As you can see, although these rivals are approximately in the same weight category, the approach of the enemy did not make any impression on the panther. It seems that the leopard disdains the hyena. She brazenly approaches from the side and seems to pretend that she wants to attack. But she doesn't dare. She knows what this threatens her with. When the hyena decided that she could intimidate and push back the leopard with her mere presence, she clearly did not understand who she was dealing with. The panther has not forgotten how meanly hyenas use numerical advantage and rob their competitors. As soon as the leopard spotted a lone hyena with the prey in its mouth, the cat knew what to do. He violently attacked the enemy to teach him a painful lesson. It seems that the spotted cat does not care about the prey at all. He purposefully steps on the hyena and beats it with his paws, grabs it with his fangs, tramples it into the dust, and suppresses any resistance. Now the hyena will think twice before trying to rob and take food from the cats. At least she won't be walking around here anymore without the support of the pack. Although the hyena tried to fight back, it ran too far in a panic. The leopard grabbed the abandoned prey and jumped onto a tree before the enemy's fangs even had time to grab onto it. Tigers lead a predominantly solitary lifestyle, so they often react aggressively to strangers on their territory. But sometimes attacking an uninvited guest is a bad idea. This tiger is a powerful and adult predator at the peak of its strength, so he was confident that he could teach a painful lesson to the intruder he spotted in the bushes. But the thickets hid most of the body of the alien tiger, which turned out to be no smaller and certainly no weaker than the predator that attacked it. An impressive fight between two furious rivals began. The aggressor tiger managed to sneak up on the stranger and attack him, but he gave an impressive rebuff. An exchange of crushing blows began, some of which hit both rivals in the face. The aggressor clearly did not expect such a rebuff and counted on a quick victory and escape of the stranger. In vain, the cats grappled, their growls could be heard for miles, and one or the other opponent had the advantage. Finally, the tiger defending its territory managed to bring the stranger down on his back. But it was too early to celebrate the victory. The opponent used a cunning trick. He grabbed the enemy's head with his claws, pulled it towards him, and began to hit him in the face with his hind paws. As a result, the tigers dispersed on different sides. Both predators survived and remained without serious injuries. This fight will be remembered for a long time. The aggressor was even able to defend its territory. But the striped muzzle will remind him for a while that even if you are a mighty tiger, sneaking up on an equally strong relative is a bad idea. The largest land animals on the planet are elephants, which can reach a mass of more than 5 tons. The height of a single-story house, the length of the body like a minibus, tusks as long as a man's height. It's impressive. It seems that a mature and powerful male the size of an entire house simply cannot have worthy rivals in a one-on-one duel. Just look at how freely this elephant is among a huge herd of angry and vicious hippos. These animals are fiercely territorial and hate intruders. Such a number of behemoths as gathered here, it's a whole army. But the elephant doesn't care. He wants to swim, and he goes into the water. And when one behemoth still dares to attack an elephant, it does so from behind. The main weapon of a hippopotamus is its jaws, with which it can sink a motorboat or a speedboat. Against the background of an elephant, these animals do not seem big, but believe me, hippos are incredibly strong and their ramming attack can turn over a van. Besides, biting an elephant's tail into the back of its legs is a pretty calculated plan, isn't it? However, the behemoth underestimated its opponent. The elephant just kicked the behemoth underwater, and the 3-ton aggressor was thrown back. The behemoth does not calm down and tries to attack again. He opens his mouth wide and wants to hook his sharp fangs into the elephant's flesh to pierce its skin. But another powerful kick forces the behemoth to finally abandon the idea. Having been punched in the face, he retreats. It may seem that the adult elephant has no equal rival. A huge hippopotamus attacked a group of rhinos. A real battle of the titans, in which both species are excellent fighters. A hippopotamus and a rhinoceros weigh about the same, about 3 tons. Pretty cool, isn't it? They have excellent protection. The rhino's skin is tough as armor, and the hippo skin is smooth and thick. The rhinoceros has a horn, and the hippopotamus has powerful jaws with long fangs. But still, the hippopotamus is much more aggressive, and at first it seems that he will win thanks to this pressure and the pressure that he exerts on his rivals. For a long time, the hippopotamus stands in front of the opponent and threatens him with his jaws, which it seems can fit the entire head of the opponent. But the hippopotamus thinks too highly of his strength. Rhinos should not be messed with, especially if they are protecting their family. When the hippopotamus went to ram, he first managed to push aside his opponent, But then the rhinoceros turned around and showed the hippopotamus who was in charge here. A terrible stabbing blow from the bottom up is the practical main technique in the rhino's arsenal, but what an effective one. The behemoth is in a panic. He realized his mistake too late, and he was almost gutted. His hide barely withstood the impact. However, the pain after this rhino attack will make the hippo treat these neighbors with great respect. Here, the elephant decided to show a younger relative that he's the one in charge here. It's just one thing to scatter hyenas helpless against such a giant, and it's quite another to fight someone in your weight class. The young elephant is only slightly smaller than the aggressor. He more than compensates for the lack of size and combat experience with the enthusiasm of youth and incredible rage. At first, it seems that he did not show any fighting excitement and retreated. But the first surprise from the attack of the mature male passed, and the young elephant immediately seized the initiative. A battle of almost equal rivals has begun, which looks incredibly cinematic. The earth is just shaking from the collision of two such giants. At the same time, elephants combine incredible power with elegance. When they fight with their tusks, it resembles aristocratic fencing. So accurate and insidious are the blows the rivals inflict on each other. The trunk is also used, but more as a defensive weapon, with which opponents try to intercept each other's tusks. Such confrontation alternates with the exchange of crushing blows, ramming tactics, and maneuvers, during which elephants try to push back an opponent, outflank him, find an advantageous angle for an offensive, or surprise the enemy with an unexpected attack. Although the combat experience of the veteran elephant is estimated for decades, he should not have underestimated the young opponent, who also has something to surprise the old man. Interestingly enough, their duel looks quite noble. Yes, the opponents do not spare and do not give in. They fight fiercely and use their strength 100%. If such an attack had fallen on a rhinoceros or a hippopotamus, each of which are also heavy, although it is almost twice as inferior as the elephant, then only a wet spot could have remained on the ground. But at the same time, elephants do not use what we would call cavities. The aggressor did not try to attack suddenly. He did not hit the opponent in the side or back with the sharp tips of the tusk when the young elephant was not ready for this. Elephants butt heads, ramming each other with powerful, strong foreheads, trying to knock each other down. They raise up whole clouds of dust, and then the real climax of the battle takes place. A powerful ramming attack with tusks, which the defending beast met by crossing its weapons with them. And it couldn't stand it. The tusk broke, and a piece of it flew off to the side. It looks pretty epic. But after that moment, the fight suddenly subsides. Strangely enough, even despite the adrenaline coursing through their veins and natural aggression, the elephants manage to control their impulses and stop in time. The duel ends without fatal consequences for the opponents. The rivals are going in different directions. The young elephant gave a powerful rebuff to the mature aggressor, but there is no clear winner here.